Alright, so we're going to be installing the strut for the hood for the Mazda ND. It's a bit of a mod. So for those who bought this kit online, these are all the instructions you get. Kind of looks like that. There's two sides. I've already done one side, so we'll do the other side together. Basically have two shock absorbers, one on each side. This is one of them. To actually manage to be able to put them onto this ballpoint, you would need to remove this little clip. So I spent a couple minutes trying to figure this out, but it's actually quite easy. You just push it to the right and then it literally pops off. Super easy. And put that in a safe location. Okay, and now the next step would be to install this back plate. This is the one that goes on the bottom of the car. This is the one that goes on the hood. In the pictures and the instructions, it's actually not very clear, so that's why I wanted to make this video to speed things up for everyone. I spent about 10 minutes, well 15 minutes doing the right side, but it should hypothetically take you about 10 minutes for both sides because it's much easier. So this is it installed. It's all technically plug and play. And this is the other one. I didn't bother unclipping that because I figured I would have to remove the battery as well since it's probably the airbag. So we're just going to pop those bolts right off and put this on top. And also we're going to use the new bolts that come in the box. We're going to be using these. They're a bit longer. The original ones are not as long, so you need these. You need these. In terms of tools, you just need either a wrench, 12 gauge metric, or a socket. Again, 12. That's literally it. That's all you need. Nothing else. So let's get to it. So these are the old screws, and as you can see, the new ones are just a tiny bit longer. Okay. Now that the screws are off, we're just going to be putting in the new back plate or the mount. So we're going to have everything line up, and we just put the bolt straight through and bolt it down, nice and easy. One thing you'll notice is the actual plate itself teeter-totters, so it's not perfectly flat, or the bottom piece isn't flat. I'm not sure which one that is, but it kind of teeter-totters, so you have to put in one bolt and then the other, but don't tighten them completely because you won't be able to put in the other side. So put one in, just hand tighten it a little bit, and then put the other one in, and then you can fully tighten them to get a good nice fit. One more mention is that this socket is actually a 13. The old screws are going to be a metric 12, and these are 13 for whatever reason. The new ones that come in the box. Okay, so now the plate's in. We're going to be doing the top and also connecting the little strut as well. Make sure you got the thin part at the bottom. Oops. So I've already taken out the safety pin. Just pop that in. That's done. And I'm just going to be putting in the little safety pin right there to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so you can actually see the little hole. Okay, if I can do it one-handed, it means it's very easy to do. There we go, popped in, and that's not going anywhere. You can yank on it, it's nice and tight. Now we're going to be doing the top. The pictures are not very clear in the instructions, but basically it has to go here, the bottom bolt. The bolt closest to the actual cabin of the vehicle. So we're going to take that off. That's 12 again. We're going to take that off, put the new mount in, and with a washer, because it does come with one washer for each side. This one. And then we'll pop everything back in. Should be done. Okay, so I put the mount in. Make sure the flat part is actually going towards the outside of the vehicle, like this. So this should be facing the outside of the vehicle. I just put the washer in, use the original screw. We're going to tighten it back up, and then we're good to go to hook up the strut. Okay, and to make your life a little bit easy, I would recommend to have it lay down like this when you do the installation. I had mine flipped the other way around, and as you can see, it hits the top, and you have to remove it if you want to lay it flat like this. See, we're quite close, so we just have to compress it a little bit. It's actually kind of hard. I'll try to do one-handed, but we'll see what happens. So you need a fair amount of force. God damn it. Okay, so this is actually kind of hard to do one hand. You do need quite a bit of force. You just need to pull back and hook it up in that ball pen, and that's it. They should be connected. So let me go ahead and do that for you. Okay, so it's all hooked up. We're just going to go ahead and place this last pin on the strut, and we should be done. There we go, push it in. Once you push it in, just kind of press it to the side. That's it. Hooked up, hooked up. The two bolts. That's looking good. Okay, let's have a look and see what we've done. There she is. Let's do a test run. Okay, so there seems to be quite a bit of resistance. I've had many cars with struts, and this is why I wanted to do this, because it felt ridiculous to not have a strut. And yeah, it feels about the same in terms of like resistance and how well it stays up. I've actually done just one side, and the hood would stay up, but if you tapped it a little bit, it would come down. But it is technically doable with just one. I would highly recommend both. I bought them as a kit anyway. So let's see if we lock it down. Okay. Nothing seems to be disturbed. Everything looking okay. I will say one thing though. These particular Mazda MX5 NDs, they have an airbag in the hood. So I have no idea if that's actually going to be affected. To be perfectly honest, just looking at the hinges, I think it will be affected. So I don't think it's going to be doing its job as intended. So I'm not sure how safe this is. Not necessarily for you, but for people you hit. But aside from that, you know, they're doing a great job. And they look good. Doesn't look like a cheap car anymore, at least when you have the hood open. So yeah, very pleased with the results. Very pleased. Okay, so that's about it. Hopefully this helps somebody and your installation goes smoother than mine did. Okay, have a good one. Bye.